I am now ready to begin the Ninja Machine Direct. Thank you all for coming. This is far and away the biggest stage we've ever done here at the Ninja Masters, and I believe the biggest audience we've had for Ninja Machine content maybe ever. So definitely stick around. Lots of information, including the return of Proto Sasuke, just saying. So make sure that you guys stick around for more information. And I am recording and will upload the VOD at a later date or time, probably this afternoon. Okay, let's begin. Section 1. Apex the Game Show Throwback. I have some big news, and I had hinted at this earlier this week, but we now have a Ninja Machine Wiki. My request was approved, and we will be having a Ninja Machine Wiki. More to come on that. Actually, can't hear me. Okay, if you can hear me, type 1 in the chat. No mic. That makes no sense. My thing is lighting up. I can see my... Why is it not working? Testing. No idea why that happened, but we're good now. Anyway, we have a Ninja Machine Wiki. My request on Mirhazy was approved. Also, welcome everybody. I sincerely apologize for the delay. We had some emergencies that we had to work through to make sure that you guys got to see the correct version of Jose no Muso. So I will try to make the rest of my presentation short so that we can get to Muso on time. Ninja Machine Wiki will have lots of information about content in the game. You can see I've already been working on some of the articles. I'm really proud of... I don't think you can see my mouse. So just pretend that you can see me circling the Monopoly board. But I'm very... Oh, you can. Sweet. But I put in all of the Monopoly boards that are in the game, and they look all nice like this. There's a Pokemon article, a Mario article. There's eventually going to be individual articles about Ninja Machine tournaments and so forth. Well, okay, that leads into this slide. I don't remember what my slides are. Eventually, we'll see installation setup guides and tutorials. This is a big thing for me because right now there's no real installation guide. And so I'm answering a lot of the same questions about how to install things, and that makes the game very inaccessible to people who aren't on the Ninja Masters, which I'm finding out is an increasingly large community. Easier to navigate list of competitors. This was something that came up in the survey, and then I kind of went through the list myself and realized that the every competitor sheet is doing a massive disservice. A more comprehensive list of available obstacles with descriptions and difficulty ratings. Right now, that same sheet just has a blank list of obstacles. I really want to get in there and have it so that it has the descriptions and the difficulty ratings pre-built in. I know a couple of you have made your own spreadsheets with difficulty ratings, which is thoroughly unnecessary because I can output it in 5 seconds. So that's what I'm going to do. Publicly available relics. This is another thing for me. I want to have just a place where you can just view all of the relics and see which ones you want to try to achieve. And like I said, results of past Ninja Machine official series is in the Sharp Tank. There's no real good place to access that right now. And so I would really like to have that all publicly available because I do have it available on my hard drive. And obstacle lists for courses in the game. That way you can just go and click and see what, Ninja Warrior France Season 8 Qualifier 1 is. Kind of thing. And obviously there's going to be a ton more. And it's going to become the new landing page for all things Ninja Machine. So it's kind of like an official website. I'm going to be treating it like. So you'll be able to download the game and get all the information you need to get the game started on the wiki. This is actually section 2. I don't know why it didn't. Ninjapoly is already in the game. See, like I said, my sheet is doing a disservice, and so I want to make sure that it's doing everybody a lot better of a service. So section 2 is features and updates coming to the game. Team formats are finally coming to the game. I did mention in here that the game will be available at the end of the broadcast. Partial lie, I will be available either this evening or tomorrow, again, just because there were some emergency things I had to do. So please be patient for a couple more hours, and you will get all of this stuff in the game. So if you've been watching the Sharp Tank, you know that we've been doing a lot of team formats, and that was to try to build up the infrastructure for teams in Ninja Machine. Sasuke World Cup will be available at launch, and you will be able to make your very own teams. It's a super simple format. Instead of using a text file, you're going to be using a CSV file. Column 1 is the competitor, column 2 is their team name. Super simple, and it'll come preloaded with the Sasuke World Cup teams so that you can see that for yourself. I will be making all of the USA versus the World competitions as well. I don't have them made yet, so give me a couple days. I will get those all squared away. And later in Q1 of this year, Q1 being January 1st to March 31st, so by springtime, you will be able to make your own team competitions in Course Creator. I know that this has been a very heavily requested feature as far back as 2022, and I am proud to say you are going to be able to do it very soon. And as you know, there have been a lot of weird team formats in the Sharp Tank Season 7. You'll be able to integrate all of those too. Save recovery. This was, I think, the #1 requested feature in the survey in 2022, and I said that it would be ready almost at launch. I was wrong, but now it is, and so you will be able to replay your previous Ninja Machine simulations or resume incomplete simulations. And so, if you X out early or on accident, you will be able to get all of that information saved. Tournament mode. This is something that I personally wanted. I never really put it out there, but I figured it would be easy to code, and it actually wasn't as bad as I was fearing. So you can kind of see here, we had 4 heats, and then the winner of each heat advanced to the final, and it was all done in one nice package and in a stage. So this is immediately compatible with all head-to-head and battle stage types. So if you want to do stuff like Power Tower playoffs, but you want to keep the same Power Tower, now you can have that. That will be something integrated into Course Creator relatively soon. I'll just have to add a checkbox. And I might as well release some other stuff in Course Creator with it, so that'll be coming in the next couple of weeks or days. Resiliency updates. So in the last update, I relaunched Resiliency in Ninja Machine V2. Didn't work as intended. When I rewrote the engine, finally it did, but in the process, I made it a little too OP. So what had happened was competitors began the simulation with a set number of resiliency points. Previously, it was just a yes or no. It had a certain chance to fire. If it did, you lost it for the rest of the stage. Now you have between 0 and 3 resiliency points. There's a formula, and resiliency generally takes like roughly 1 point. Sometimes it's like 0.7 or 0.8 on easier obstacles. So yeah, the exact formula, I think, is 1.5 minus the % chance to beat the obstacle times something I don't remember. But the point is that competitors regain 50% of their points after each stage, so if you only used up half your points, then you get them all back. However, what I had done was I had not capped them, which I had kind of viewed as a feature, but in the grand scheme of things, on some easier courses, people don't use resiliency. Then they have 1.5 times their regular resiliency for stage 2. They don't use it again. Then they have double the resiliency that they should by stage 3. And at that point, any stage 3 in the game is pretty much going to be a cakewalk if you have that many resiliency points. So what I did was the resiliency points and the initial points work the same. That's these first 2 bullet points here. However, now they only gain 25% of the points after each stage, and they are capped at their initial point total. So if you start the simulation with 3 resiliency points, which nobody actually has 3 resiliency points, that's if you had 100 out of 100 for every stat in the game, which nobody does. But the point is, if you start with 3, you will never go above 3. So I think that this makes things significantly more fair. Just had to check chat there. Official series update. Kane, I think, is here. I forgot to run the slide deck by you, so I apologize. But we have agreed that Sports Roulette will be launching on Sunday, February 2nd, hosted by our very own Kane Malden, one of the Sasuke nerds as well. He has put together a really cool format with a lot of really cool events, and I'm going to be talking about that now. So, as previously mentioned back in the summer during the trailer, and if anyone needs the trailer relinked, I'll post it in Ninja Machine Official Series after the presentation. Sports Roulette will feature classic sportsman competitors against the best athletes of the modern day. So, just to give you a brief preview, we have Ken Kasugi, Yukio Ikitani, Akira Mori, and some of the people that he was thinking were like Messi and Ronaldo and Shohei Ohtani, really high-quality athletes. Where's Raygun? You'll have to ask Kane about individual athletes because he doesn't have the full lineup yet. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling anything I'm not supposed to. It will be an episodic format, so there will be a number of episodes leading up to a season championship. Each episode has 24 competitors and 8 events. It will be like Sportsman in that each event is worth a certain number of points. You'll accrue you'll accrue points as you go through the events, and so the points don't reset at any point during the episode. After the first 4 events, we cut down to 16. Those 16 will do 2 more events. The top 6 go to the 7th event. And the 8th and final event is a bonus. Only 4 competitors will get to do it. There are some prizes, and those top 4, regardless of how that 8th event goes, will advance to the season championship. And each episode will have a badge, which serves as a twist that alters the competition. I will let Kane go into more detail about that on his own terms. But as the season goes on, the tournaments are going to get more and more interesting. And that's based off of the badges in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, which is the theme of the season, as you can see by the Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door aesthetic here. So now we're going to talk about the events that are coming in the first episode. A lot of these are Mario themed. So we start with Sniff It or Whiff It. I think that's the general first event. And then we have Aerial Blooper. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what these events are, because I want them to be a little bit of a surprise and or let Kane discuss them on his own terms. Although we all know what Saloon Shootout is. It's going to be Saloon Doors, the Brett Sims jumping spider obstacle. Rotisserie Revolution has been in Ninja Machine for a while. Actually, I think it's Revolution Rampage. I don't know. Whatever that event is called. It was the semifinal event the last 2 seasons on the Sharp Tank. Kongu Jenga is a new twist on an old classic. And then we have Crazy Castle from Sports Danshi. That was what the tournament was in the tournament mode graphic earlier. And the final regular event will be Shotgun Touch. an old favorite. That's generally been the final event of Sportsman's. And Autumn Mountain will be the bonus event. Again, what are all those events? You'll have to tune in February 2nd to find out. That is 2 weeks and a day from today, so I certainly hope you join us. And as also mentioned this past summer, Proto Sasuke is returning with a new alternate history series called The Kane Chronicles. It'll be starring Kane Kasugi in a prominent role. Kane actually never got a chance to compete on Proto Sasuke, so now he's going to get to in his Ultima form. We're going to be exploring a post-Sasuke 8 alternate history, where these conditions are in effect. Kinniku Bansuke remains on the air. As we all know, Kinniku Bansuke went off the air after Sasuke 8. A lot of things changed in Sasuke. After that, we saw the All-Stars, Kane left, a lot of the celebrities left. But in this scenario, Kane Kasugi stays on the show as Sasuke's biggest draw, because, Bansuke is still a massive hit in Japan. Also in Sasuke 8, some things happened to the All-Stars, including Katsumi Yamada saying that he was going to retire. He didn't, as we all know, but in this scenario, he does. And Makoto Nagano, bear in mind, he had failed the Warped Wall twice. A lot of people nowadays fail the Warped Wall once and never get invited back, even though they may have become a star if they didn't. So, in this scenario, Nagano loses his spot. And that means that we're going to have a new breed of All-Stars taking over Sasuke. More on that to come. Everybody in the competition will be competing at 2002 strength, so there's not going to be, like Joe Moravsky, that sort of thing. No Yusuke Morimoto, because he was, 5. And the course will be Sasuke 9, but it'll be period accurate, so it'll be a lot more difficult than if you threw, the top ninjas of today on Sasuke 9. And we're going to find out in this alternate history if Kane Kasugi, when he's fully dedicated to Sasuke, can achieve his dream of Kanzen Seiha. I think this is going to be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. And again, that's coming this March. So this was the part of the show where I was planning on spending most of the time. But I kind of want to go through a little bit quicker than I was going to otherwise. We had 26 respondents on this survey. I am very grateful to all of you who responded. I'm going to be sharing my screen here, so we're going to be changing... Oh, okay. Philip has asked me to stall. That's all the excuse I needed. Let me switch over to the survey so you can see the results here. And then I will add the survey to the VOD. Not that. There we go. So, the first question was, what year did you start playing Ninja Machine? Now, this is kind of what I had expected, that a lot of you were, OGs 2020 or earlier. I'd actually expected this pie to be a little bit bigger. When this survey first came out, the majority of people had answered 2024, which was fascinating to me. And a lot of stuff on here was completely unexpected to me and really helps me make the game better serve the community going forward. So again, thank you guys so much for taking this survey. This is just kind of what I had expected. Some used it more, some used it less, some used it about the same. And there were, a variety of reasons for that. And I, totally understand, lack of free time. That totally makes sense. I then asked what shows and categories you'd use a course from at least once in 2024. I expected Sasuke to be the most. What really surprised me was how well the international ninja shows scored. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing going forward is finishing up the backlog of a lot of the qualifiers. I had just assumed that no one was playing them, which is why I wasn't making them, and they scored super well a little bit later. Then we have custom courses, number 2. Again, not a surprise. Random course also scored really high, so that's something that this tells me that I need to give a little bit more love to random course. In fact, I think this question was asked in last year's survey, and I wanted to see the main differences, and it was somewhat the same, somewhat different. I feel overwhelmed trying to find competitors that I know scored almost exclusively 1 last year, but this year it did finish a little bit higher. Looks like, we're kind of in the middle here. And that's something that I want to achieve with the wiki, making it a lot easier to find the competitors that you want to put in your lineup or even discover new ones. I generally use competitors I'm most familiar with. I'm not surprised at all at these results. The attributes of competitors generally reflect their real-life ability. This was before we announced that we did a massive overhaul in the competitor rankings, and that's something that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. I like to see more non-ninja competitors. Example, sportsman athletes scored super high, and it scored super high last year too. I'm really surprised at how high this keeps scoring. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be looking at. More versions of classic competitors are coming. I made a bunch of them, and I have no idea how I'm supposed to alter competitor attributes. But yeah, that also scored super high, so that's something that I'm going to be considering. This question is always fun for me. How do you feel about the current selection of obstacles in Course Creator? Where I think we have 2,000 obstacles now or something. I'm curious now. I did have it just spit out while I was going in emergency mode a moment ago. How many obstacles are we at? 1,899 obstacles are currently in the game. So I'm kind of figuring, this is probably too much. No. 75% of you said that you'd like as many obstacles to choose from as possible, which, respect. The chat is confirming that we are all, in fact, sickos. So I code this game for you, for the sickos. If these options were available to store in Course Creator, which would you use? I figured stage and obstacle slot were going to be pretty popular, so that is something that I'm going to be looking into. Sort by obstacle slot. I just said that. Sort by year of introduction and obstacle creator didn't really score as well, so that's probably something I'm going to pass on just so that it doesn't get too cluttered. Sort by obstacle family, example, all floating boards type obstacles. Definitely doing better with types is something that I need to go back and do, and I kind of started working on it, but not something that I've done in great detail. So I'm thinking about having things sort a little bit easier. I think in the game right now there's a bunch of different types of floating boards, and you can search floating boards and click the drop down, but there's also backwards floating boards from Proto Sasuke. So I'm thinking that I need to just code obstacle families, and then when you click floating boards, it's every type of floating boards obstacle. Flying Chute is another example. So obviously there's the Sasuke 19 version and the Sasuke 2021 version, which was the same as 18, I think. Sasuke 19, the rope was placed much further away, making the obstacle harder. But there's also Flying Cycle, Flying Cane Swing, and Flying Chute EX from all of the Ninja Machine official series. So I'm thinking that if you go under Flying Chute, you should just be able to see it from there. And then bonus remix courses didn't really score too high. I will be talking more about that in a moment. Sort by the length it takes to complete obstacles, also by difficulty inside the difficulty levels, if that is possible. And I totally know what that means. But I think length could be a reasonable thing. Rolling type obstacles count as an obstacle family. I think there is a rolling type in the game, but if there's not, I will add one. That definitely should be a type. This one wasn't super surprising. I kind of figured most people only made course stage types in Course Creator, or both course and head-to-head. We do have some esoteric fans, and there are some more esoteric stage types coming to the game. But, obviously my focus generally relies on both course and head-to-head. Okay. Oxaner, I got your DM. I'll answer more about that later. So now we're into the limited time events. As most of you guys know, every now and again I like to do limited time events where you can earn relics and courses and competitors, stuff like that. But I'm finding that I am missing the mark on these badly. Most of you really didn't play the Tony Hawk event and scored the difficulty super high, which was not my intention at all. And then even less if you played the bowl season event. A lot of the relics didn't even work correctly. I've since posted all of the passwords in Ninja Machine Dev so that you can at least get all of the content for that. But suffice to say, I'm not doing limited time events the way that I have been, because it's just a lot of work for me. Usually ends up breaking, and not a lot of people play them, so I am certainly going to be continuing to add like bonus courses and remix courses and more competitors and stuff like that you can unlock, but I will find a different way to utilize those. And this is pretty much what I had expected on that. Quickly on Sharp Tank, the team format didn't go over super well. Season 8 is an individual format, as I've previously announced. You guys were split on either individuals or either is fine. Nobody answered teams, so this tells me that the season championship should be individuals, and it will, even though I have zero ideas for it. But I'll think of them. You guys weren't too happy about Ninja Monopoly becoming the permanent final event. I kind of figured. So Ninja Monopoly will not be the final event of the Season 7 Championship. Thank you, Bookcase. Quickly, Ninja Machine Official Series. Muso scored super high. Kane, don't get too discouraged. I think people just didn't understand what Sports Roulette was until I did the presentation, so hopefully you guys are a little bit more excited for Sports Roulette now. Pro Sasuke King Chronicles was pretty exciting. The people love Muso. I just some of y'all are liars. Like some of y'all were not around for Survival Race, but I do appreciate that you guys really enjoy our core series, and so hopefully our new series will be able to serve that same demographic. When watching a Ninja Machine Official Series or any other Ninja show, how important is it to you that you are a competitor on the show? I'm guessing a lot of the people that answered 3 were indifferent, and I had kind of intended for you to answer 1. But this tells me that you guys are really invested in the show, even, with or without yourself, which makes me very happy. And I hope that you continue to enjoy our great Ninja Machine series. And there's obviously a number of different shows that you can watch as well in Creation Station. I think Calem's here. He's been doing Omega, The Last Horizon, I think. And those episodes have been going on YouTube. Very cool series. Obviously, Divine Winds runs about once a week. And you guys are also welcome to use that to make your own series or whatever content that you would like. So this is where we get into the official Ninja Machine League. I'm still not 100% doing this, but it's something that I'm thinking about. The issue was I was feeling really strongly about having it be head-to-head format where the winner gets points for their team. And you guys did not like that. Most of you answered 2 out of 5 in terms of disinterest. Um, this is USA versus the World Sasuke World Cup format was also not very popular. A mixture of both scored pretty well, but you guys are generally thinking to stick to either the current format of a lot of the leagues or the Mitsurin format, which was where everybody competed on the same course together and you accumulated points rather than wins and losses. So I do have some rethinking I need to do there. Again, not 100% sold on it, but it is definitely something I'm very strongly thinking about, and I appreciate that you guys are as interested as you are. And then we're kind of in the middle on serious realistic or goofy unrealistic. So that, is something for me to think about as well. It seems like there's some pain going on in some of the other leagues, which kind of makes me, think about starting one. Yeah, so the thing about Patreon is I'm probably going to make like $20 a month off of it, and it's not worth it to me to lock content behind a Patreon if I'm only making that much money. So it's really not worth it to me on a moral level, and so I am not going to be starting a Patreon. But it was interesting to see the results because, more autonomy to edit content, not a surprise. What really surprised me was behind-the-scenes content of Making Ninja Machine scored the second highest. And that makes me think that I should be a little bit more transparent in how I'm coding Ninja Machine and give you a little bit more behind-the-scenes content. And then, a lot of these things were interesting for you guys, except for limited time events, which, again, need to rethink. Feature content. This is awkward because Ninja vs. Ninja and Pair Viking were going to be next on my list. I kind of feel like they should be in the game, so they're going in the game anyway. I think, given Kunoichi 1999-2000 scored this poorly, that I'm not going to be... by the way, this was 1 to 4, so there's only 4 bars here. I don't have to put Mattress Beater in the game now, so that's nice. USA versus the World is coming. International Ninja Show qualifiers scored super highly, which is what I was alluding to earlier, so I am adding the backlog of those when I next upload a course file. Again, probably later today. It will feature all of the France and Germany qualifiers that I was missing. More sportsman events, I think, will come with Sports Roulette. Casso scored pretty well. I'd love to add Casso. There's definitely some work to be done before that can be added, but I would love to have Casso in Ninja Machine. More skateboarding maps. I have no idea how I was going to do that. Also, I don't think anyone's actually even unlocked skateboarding yet. Bondskate course events and Bondskate target events scored very highly. I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I guess I'm figuring it out. Escape would be a little difficult. I think Sierra might have some legacy code that deals with a little bit of that. Doors scored pretty highly. Takeshi's Castle was the most requested thing, which is flabbergasting. Now, I'm certainly fine with adding Takeshi's Castle events to Ninja Machine, but I think, and I'm kind of... Oh, people have unlocked skateboard. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought skateboarding was the 100%. Okay, so people have unlocked skateboarding. Okay, that's my bad. But I should probably make that a little bit more publicly available. So, I only need 2 more skateboarding goals. DM me the 2 that you're missing. I'll handle it after Muso. Gave up on trying, but I got skateboarding. Okay. That makes sense. Where are we? Just had to catch up on chat there. But like the Takeshi's format is just lol. Like if you go and look up the format official rules, you just get a piece of paper with LOL on it. So yeah, I'm not going to add that, but there are some Takeshi's Castle games that I could add. So about Beast games. Every now and again, I throw what I call a control on here. So when you do a scientific study, you do a control, which is just an environment where nothing changes. So like if I wanted to see if, changing brands of gasoline would make my car go farther, I would do a control group of what my current gasoline is so that I have something to compare my hypothesis to. Beast Games was the control group. This was only put in here to make sure that you guys were paying attention. And you were, so thank you. Good job. Course of the week scored pretty highly as well, which is kind of interesting because it's never scored highly before. So maybe there's something I can do there. And then the GUI, thankfully nobody answered. I like the charm of Ninja Machine being a text-based simulator and would rather have that than a GUI. Eventually, maybe this year, it doesn't feel complete without something. And I feel like I have been getting a lot better at making, even if not GUIs, just like in general, better looking things with Course Creator. So that's the masses just me yearn for Kuro Ovi. Alright, just for you, I'm putting in Kuro Ovi. And then I just I legitimately have no idea who left this comment, but I was very touched by it, and I just want to say thank you. And thank you to everybody who took the survey and continues to play Ninja Machine. It means a lot to me that you guys, are all coming out here for my silly game, and it means a lot to me, so thank you, genuinely. And now, if I can... Philip added himself. Sweet.
Yes, I have usurped control. By the way, check DMs real quick.
Yeah, I saw...
If you're on it real quick.
That's... You downloaded courses also?
Yes.
That makes no sense. Let me just check my mind to make sure.
Alright. Not Moose.
While you're doing that, I'm going to send you some YouTube links.
Alright. I don't think that...
Oh, wait. Let's try that again. Okay.
Are you just sending them for the stream?
If you could screen share Chrome and then play those songs as the top 10 comes up.
Sure.
It's what I do for Ultimate competitors, and I think it'd be cool to do it again. For those of you just coming in, if there are any of you expecting Muso, we are running a little bit behind on the survey. Just had some things we needed to complete on the Ninja Machine Direct, and now apparently Ninja Machine is burning. So let's figure out what's going on there.
It's not letting me share my screen.
Oh, I was afraid of that.
Oh.
Might only let one person screen share. And I kind of do need the screen share, so I guess that's
Yeah.
Oh well, we can cut it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I think I might have just...
Alright, I will...
Yeah. I might just sent
Do
you the
that.
wrong course and obstacle files.
Alright, let me... Ta-da.
One more thing I want to try, just to see if... Because it will be a little sad if I'm not able to do this.
There, it shows up now.
Okay,
We're good.
perfect. What happened?
Hold on one sec. Let me just do a quick... yeah, all the obstacles are showing up as null now.
You downloaded obstacles as well?
Yeah. Gotta send me the... I think you might have sent me an old obstacles.
That... I don't think I did.
Oh, I'll send a screenshot.
I mean, I'll export it again. Oh, actually, I might not have.
Ooh.
I might have skipped that step. Because you have to do something extra to do obstacles. I think I forgot about that step.
Your flowchart has prepared you for the situation.
Yes.
Alright.
There you go.
Alright, we're good. Alright, so the before Musa, we got a big thing. A big thing for especially all those League nerds out there. It's been really cool to see, learn a lot more about the leagues and stuff recently. I didn't realize how big they are. And so this update's going to throw a big wrench in everything, but I'm very proud of what we've done. Me and Alex went in and just grinded. I can't even count how many individual attributes and people we buffed and nerfed. It's way too long for a changelog. The one thing is you're gonna just have to play it and find out for yourself who's nerfed and buffed and everything. When we saw the top 25, we were very there were some weird ones, and there were some people that were way down, like below probably top 2,000, and I just like I was freaking out. I'm like, oh my god! And some people that were really low, definitely got a buff. Welcome Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, it's my alt, and I'm just realizing that if I take...
Yeah.
Oh, but I could mute this and then change...
Yeah, this... So, for some other background, like I said, this is definitely going to be a complete overhaul of who's good and who's not in the game. as accurately as we possibly could reflects the current state of competitive ninja plus who does good in like recent tournaments. Uh, Obviously, I mean, Shigo is no surprise. Certain people would get buffs from Sasuke 42. Uh, but yeah, it's gonna be the difference between the top 25 before and now is just like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm really excited
A
though.
lot of it was my fault, to be fair, because
there was some legacy.
Yeah, like some people I had updated in like 2017, 2018 to be really good and then never fixed.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to cut the music, which is unfortunate because I can't figure out how else to do it. But is what it is. So, top 25. We got some international beasts here. Yuri Prokudin made the top 25. He is the only Russian representative. Same for Schneider. Also, he's the only Israeli representative. Go ahead.
And also, I should say that a lot of these, everybody in here is really closely together. Like, I'd say the top 50 are all pretty close, but you'll have to find that out for yourself. But yeah, Schneider, Samiach, and Josiah, obviously.
Yeah. Josiah, I don't believe was in the top 25 previously, and that was something that needed to be amended.
Yeah.
I think Evan White might have been in the bottom 25.
Yeah, I was was like, oh my god, what did you do? Yeah, all his stats were like 67. It was bad.
Matt Bradley doesn't really compete much anymore, but his grip strength is just so cracked.
He's so good. He's still like super good. He just designs now, but he's still like just as good as he ever was.
Yeah. And Gavin Obi never received the buff he deserved after 2022 Worlds.
Yeah, let alone 2024.
Yeah. So that's finally been corrected.
Yeah.
Moving into the top 20, I think 19 might be a bit of a homer pick for you.
Yeah. I did this. Even though I am biased, he is one of my students at Grips. I remained as unbiased as I possibly could. If you obviously take a look at Obstacle Academy, the only NSC he's done so far this season, he got bumped out of the top 4 at the very end by Caden Lebsack. And yeah, I mean, I see what he does every week. So it's like, you know, he's right up there with the best of them. And yeah, definitely be cool to see him do more NSCs soon this season.
And I think one thing that we've kind of done personally in the second half of this year is after we got fired from the World Ninja League, that we've been paying a lot more attention to NSC and the independent comp scene. So yeah. A lot of the like really good NSC people, like I wasn't taking NSC into account at all when I was making rankings.
Yeah. And yeah, this is like very NSC weighted.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, because that's literally the best people in the sport.
Right.
And there's no way around it. So number 18, of course, Tom Alberti. He's always been really solid, but he's just gotten better and better. Got 3rd place at Worlds this past year, one of only 3 to beat Stage 2, and and then he's also been getting really good in the NSC. He's gotten consistent top 5s.
I don't think we need to do breakdowns for anyone outside.
Yeah.
We need to get moving.
All right, yeah. All right, number 17, Asa Reynolds. He's good.
Yeah, Lachey. I think he has like an 18-foot Lachey now or something.
He's so smooth, has so much power, but yeah.
And I think just like he just hasn't
gotten like a dub.
Yeah, he hasn't had his big like comp moment yet.
But he gets like like, I mean, even at Gravity Forge, he got first place in the Open. Like, he's right there. It's
Yeah.
just,
All right, we got this is a pretty stacked lineup here.
Yeah,
On this slide.
I'll say.
I mean, I don't think I need to
Three
introduce you
Kanzans.
to any of these three competitors. Renee at one point was the number one competitor in the game.
2019.
Yeah, he's I mean, still obviously incredibly strong, just like almost Kanzan to Ninja Warrior Germany again. But he has had some flaws in his game, as we all know. Some issues with cliffhangers lately, and so he has dropped a little bit. Ilion Sharif is going to be your top French competitor. Matthias and Clement are in the top 50.
Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah. Like, they just missed this list, and Ilion has been, really showing out. He obviously made Vertical Limit Burst in Sasuke, and so he's definitely going to be an up-and-coming star. And speaking of up-and-coming stars, two-time A&W champion Vance Walker.
Up-and-coming.
Obviously a little bit of injury issues lately, which took him out of the top 10, but, I mean, he's pretty much top 10.
Yeah, I mean, he's great.
Yeah. And now we have some Japanese competitors. We got Tada in 13th. I mean, super strong still. Two-time finalist. Made Vertical Limit Burst each of the last two tournaments. I mean, he's right there among the top ninjas in the world, and we definitely
very
want to make
consistent.
Sure that, the Japanese competitors still made it there. Isaiah Thomas has been showing out lately, as has Jake McClintock, and I think you can speak more to those two.
Yeah, so Isaiah Thomas, obviously, we all know him from A&W, but he is a complete beast of an athlete in his own right. He's super good at OCR. He just has, he's so good all around. He has such a unique style that I can appreciate as somebody that's, very similar to stature to him. And, yeah, he's just definitely... He's just so smooth and uses his reach so well. And then Jake McClintock, he's burst onto the scene in 2024. He just immediately just comes out and gets first in the first NSC of the season. He trains with Caden and all those guys with Bucket of Chalk. He's just he has this style. Very similar style to Caden, but he's even more dynamic, which is kind of scary considering he's a couple years younger than Caden. Who knows how good he'll be in a couple years?
Yeah.
And then he got the farthest out of anybody in Bucket of Chalk Stage 3, beat that awesome Survivor obstacle. And, now for the top 10.
In number 10, which makes me very sad that I don't have the music, because he already has one of the greatest theme songs of all time, which only got introduced in the last tournament.
It's everybody's favorite apartment dweller.
But based on what happened in Sasuke, he had to be in the top 10. We had to buff him even more. It's Suit Man, Ryosuke Miyoka.
He now has the best grip. He now has the best finger strength and hand grip in the entire game. For obvious reasons. He only wanted to beat the Vertical Limit Burst. We haven't really seen him that much, but he is a machine. He is the salary man. Top 10, very well deserved, very earned.
I will say, because a couple people have mentioned trades, there was one trade that happened the other day, and I won't say which, that Philip and I just laughed at, because once the new competitor sheet comes out, it's going to be a very lopsided trade.
Can't wait for you guys to figure out what one that one is in TNL. But yeah, Miyoka.
Yeah, what else is there to say? So why don't we go to number 9? An individual that Philip and I both know well. We're going back to America and to our current World Ninja League champion,
Jackson Erdos.
Jackson Erdos. 3-time champion. Nobody else has more. He has won the Elites twice. He has only once failed an obstacle or he's only once lost in Greensboro in 2023. I don't remember what obstacle he fell on in 2023, but that's the only time he hasn't won a world championship in Greensboro, which is insane.
Yeah. 23, I think he podiumed. Yeah, he podiumed. He failed the
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was in
the sloper thingy, I think.
Yeah, I think he was in second or third.
Third,
Or,
yep.
Okay, he was in third. Yeah, he failed. Yep, I remember that now. So yeah, in 4 Greensboro competition. In fact, I think he podiumed. Did he podium at center court when he felled the cane? Because I think only Maxa beat the cane.
Yeah, so he's 2-time teens champion. A little bit of a misformatting there.
Wait,
but
was he was because Caleb won in 22. Yep, you're right.
Yep. Yeah, but yeah, very decorated.
Yeah.
He has some inconsistencies once in a while, but when he gets on a roll, he is unbeatable.
Yeah. He finished 4th in the first Premier Series, won this past year's Premier Series. He's podiumed at, now that I think about it, I think he might have podiumed at 7 straight Worlds. He's insane.
Yeah.
At number 8, from one world champion to another, spoilers on number 7, it's Tyler Smith.
Okay, I didn't see number 7.
The 2023 world champion. He's beaten the third stage 2 years in a row, and no one else has ever done it. Number 1 in the power rankings 2 years in a row. He's a tank in NSC as well. Philip, I mean, you pointed out that this kid was a superstar before I could, so.
Yeah, he's a machine. He can adapt so good and he has so many clutch moments. It's like pretty insane. He even his speeds, like, you don't think of Tyler Smith as like a speed guy, but he is fast if you watch NSCs. And he just knows what he has to do when he needs to. It's just, he is so smooth and just has this really good mental game that lets him be so clutch, like I said.
And his training partner is at number 7. They know grip very well. It's Phil Folsom.
Yep. Dude is an animal. Each has another distinct style. He just chucks himself off of anything. Like, all of this, he's so full. He really is Phil Send. He's just like, if you've seen him ever do a course run, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He's like dynamite on the course.
Yeah, there was a span of about a year where he just won everything.
Yeah.
He won NSC. I think he won a bucket of chalk in there somewhere. He won the Grit Ninja Games. I think he might have won the 100 meter that they did at UNAA Worlds. In fact, I think he was won UNAA Worlds at least once.
Yep.
He's just insane.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering about Sam, by the way, he is currently in 35th.
Yeah, he's right there. He's not, like, it's a difference of, like, overall points, like, 20.
In less than that, actually. He is 1 stat point out of 100 on each of his stats away from being in the top 25. So, I mean, he's right there.
Yeah.
Like 1% away.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like being a jerk to the league people, Clement and Yoshiyuki are the first 2 out.
Yep.
At number 6, another world champion. It's Caleb Bergstrom. This guy, what else is there to say? He cleared the World Ninja League first stage 6 years in a row. Had never really had his breakout performance in ANW, even though, like, as early as season 11, he was earmarked as somebody who could eventually win ANW. And he kind of did in ANW 16, claimed total
Yeah,
victory.
Kanza. Yeah. Kanza got up that rope in like what 28 seconds. I remember nobody knew he was gonna do it, and then we were like, "Wait, what? We didn't get spoilers for this." Um, but yeah, he is just he has so much power. He has such a good, just strong build and can just float through anything. Yeah, he's definitely got no dad bod. He's he's just gonna keep getting stronger.
For sure. And kind of is my proof of my theory that, like, all these guys you see here that are like 19 and 20, they're going to still be killing it in their 30s.
Oh yeah.
We enter the top 5, and at number 5, somebody else who has climbed the rope twice, Noah Munier. The nerdy kid
Yep.
in glasses, Sasukepedia commenters molding, one of the fastest competitors ever. I remember he wowed us at Gauntlet back in 2021, had the course record right up until the very end, and has since only gone and accomplished almost everything.
Yeah, before Gauntlet I didn't know who he was really. He did clear back in 2020, cleared stage 3 alongside Caden and Teens, but he is so uh just efficient. That's the thing. He is just incredibly efficient.
Exactly. And I mean, training with Addy certainly doesn't hurt. I
If
think
there's
Addy
anybody,
is.
yeah, Addie's like right there in the overall too. Like
Okay,
top
she's not the
couple,
top female overall, but she is,
yeah.
looks like 78th.
Yeah, Addie's I think third best woman, second best. For the
Uh,
record, best woman in the game now is Nora Brown John.
she
Uh,
is second. Taylor Green's 1 point behind her.
yeah, Matt Redho is nerfed to the ground. By the way, sorry to break it to you. Um, but uh, yeah, if there's anybody that could be named Ninja Machine, uh,
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
it's
Yeah,
Noah
it
Meteor,
was
NM
the
Ninja
Matt
Machine.
Redo for Caleb Bergstrom trade was
Yeah,
the one we were
yeah,
laughing at.
we were chortling. It was just like I couldn't say anything either because I don't want to interfere in the leagues. Just want to give you guys updates on who's getting buffed and nerfed when I can. Moritz got nerfed too. I don't.
Yeah, he was,
I
I
don't.
think, like fourth. He is now 74th. Okay, so he's still up there.
Uh, yeah, he's still up there, but he's not. Yeah. But yeah, Noah Munier, top 5.
And at number 4, you might not have heard of this guy, but in case this is your first time hearing about him, I want to be the one to introduce you to the 2-time A&W finalist, the first ever rookie on the A&W final stage, Caden Lipsack.
Yep.
I mean, the largely considered the heir apparent of Ninja for many years. He's still up there at the top. He, has kind of pivoted to, composting and the business side of things. But when he competes, he is on it.
Yeah, he's another person that I think he's going to be strong well into his whole 20s and probably into his 30s too. And it's just like I think he trains everything right. Like they do weightlifting and stuff where he is, and he's just like he, he has this sort of style where it doesn't look like he's going fast, but then you just see him on an NSC comp, and then all of a sudden he's got the fastest time. Yeah, he is a very unique athlete and one of the best for sure.
Into the top 3. This one might surprise you guys, but he earns it with a 99 speed, the fastest in the game. The kind of the Tyreek Hill of Ninja, just he down there somewhere winning comps. Kai Beckstrand.
Massive buff. I don't know. He was pretty low. Hold on. Let me check how low he was before.
Well, while you're working on that, we mentioned Isaiah Thomas is a beast in the 100-meter OCR. Kai Beckstrand is even better. You can see all of these incredible speed accomplishments, and he wins NSC comps. He's good at the burnout, too. He won A&W Junior. He's cleared the Mega Wall twice. Speed, power, maybe a little bit to work on the grip strength, but certainly not much. Kai Beckstrand is very much the complete package.
Even then, he won the burnout at Gravity Forge. It's crazy. He goes against anything people think about Ninja being only for like kids that weigh 100 pounds. Dude weighs more than me, and he's like a few inches shorter than me, and he is strong. Yeah.
At number 2, we did not forget about him.
Yeah, do not worry.
He has pretty much been number 1 or number 2 for more or less the entire history of Ninja Machine. And I can tell you that the difference between 2 and 1 is not much at all.
It's a handful of points, maybe. It's actually a decent amount versus... But, I mean, it's still, in the grand scheme of things, not much.
Oh, well, I guess you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
The number 2 best ninja in the world. The 2-time champion of Sasuke. And still the disputed GOAT somehow. Yusuke Morimoto.
Yeah. Not much else to say.
Yeah, I mean, just an insane list of Sasuke accomplishments. We've mentioned if he learned tech. I mean, you give him a day in an American gym, he'd probably be at number 1. You know, maybe a little bit of crack in the armor with struggles on vertical limit burst, but we've started to see him go to more outside competitions. He had that competition in Taiwan where he destroyed stages 1 and 2, only fell to a battering on stage 3, and I think still podiumed. One insane stat I realized, the last time he fell in the water on the first or second stage was 2011. It's only been a wall lifting timeout and 2 warped wall timeouts where the wall was soaking wet.
Yeah.
I mean, even with Ryosuke Miyaoka finally beating him on stage 3, which no one else had ever done before, he's still very much the face of modern Sasuke. And at number 1, do we have any guesses? Do we realize who it is yet? Number 1, Ryo Mitachi. Nope, as you guys have figured out. How history would have been different if he didn't mess up his ankle on a test run. But then only came back less than a week after being cleared and got second at Worlds. It's Jay Lewis.
Yeah. I think pretty much everybody would agree he's the best ninja in the world for the most part. Nobody can, like, the only ways he messes up are just mistakes. He's just the ninja, really, nowadays. It's hard to say anything else, really.
He had to go to Midwest Regionals last year in World Ninja League, and as soon as we saw his name on the runner, it's just like, oh crap, we're fighting for second. I mean, that is the aura that Jay Lewis has.
Yeah. Amber. yeah.
Rio
J-Lewis.
is still top 100. Don't worry.
And now, not only that, Jay Lewis has gotten stronger. He's gotten into competitive climbing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, yes, I think Ali Hay got a nerf. Okuyama is a classic competitor, so this is only current competitors on this list. So, like, old school Nagano, old school Takeda, they're all still, like, right up near the top. But I think you guys mainly wanted to. Prime Kasugi's right up there at the top. I think Nagano 06 is like third or fourth on this list. Akiyama 99 is very good, yeah. So yeah, like the classic competitors. The best Ultima is Nagano 06. All right, well, I think that's enough of that. Again, thank you guys so much for your continued support of Ninja Machine. I really do appreciate all of you guys coming out and all of your continued support of Ninja Machine. I think we're in for a really cool year of Ninja Machine. And with that, Philip, I hand the program over to you for Women's Muso.